Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Look at Bitcoin. Jesus Christ. It's almost going through the roof. Shit. That was a mean takeout yesterday. Very mean. It's probably going to 25 today. I mean, that's a wild candle. Hey guys. Well, I guess CPI is out. Uh-huh. So yeah, great. I think that's a good catalyst for just moving the market. These inflation numbers that they look on like month to month, like it makes no sense. It's too short term. They should look at like a rolling period instead of what they're doing right now. So obviously they're gonna get these expectations, and then when it falls out of it, you get these moves like this. It's usually along the trend. Like that's the interesting thing. Both Bitcoin and SPX at this point is trending up, an uptrend really, and that's where you get these big moves. Of course, you also have moves down like this, but the point is that the moves being upward and being much more explosive like this is much more likely when you're trading with the trend. It's much more likely you get like a massive move in Bitcoin where it moves from $20,000 to 25,000, or in this case 22 to 25, whatever. It's much more likely if you're trading with the trend. It's not that you can't trade against the trend and so on. It's just that if you want to do yourself a favor, it makes the most sense to trade with the trend. That doesn't mean there's no money to be made in any other way. It's just this is just the best way. All right. Let's have a look at some of the latest Soma trades. Yeah, so this is pretty strong reaction on the yen. Interesting. I think this is pretty interesting to look at USD JPY here. Like, there's a story here, okay? Like, every time you have a mature market trend like this, and you see RTD coming down and testing it and then moving up from it, that's a good sign. That's a good sign that we have an established trend. Now, whenever this happens in regard to dipping below like this and staying below, it's a very bad sign for the overall trend. It is a great indication of when you should exit in general an investment or something like this. Like if you look at Bitcoin, and in general you just look at the RTD history, it's really good at nailing this. Like just really good in general, right? So you can see here the first time there's a warning shot, April 25, 2021. It recovers, but the trend is dead and flat at that point, and then it just completely dumps. And so you get like a warning. You get a warning telling you, hey, this trend is probably over. And that's what you really need to listen to if you're an investor. Like you really need to listen to that and respect it. And that's why these tools are really good for both trading and investing. Okay. All right, guys. Let's see if you have any questions. Just feel free to bring them, guys. Otherwise, I'm just gonna talk as I see it. So I think there's something significantly happening right now today. Looking at USD JPY rolling over like this, it could be a good sign that we are looking at some sort of short-term top or bottom regarding of which market you're looking at. But the thing is, many of these markets are greatly greatly correlated. So when you assess markets in general, you want to have an understanding of how all these different markets are impacting each other, right? So you understand, okay, Bitcoin is going into uptrend, USD JPY is going into downtrend, and then we have SPX at the same time going into uptrend. Okay, yeah, risk on. Maybe it is risk on. You know, it's like it's really worth considering. And this is how you mature as a trader and investor. Like the way you mature is that you start paying attention to these signs, how they're correlated, how they work together. And then you can really use it to your own advantage. And this comes both into if you're doing intraday trading or whether you're doing investing. All of this is like it helps you build. It helps you build a perspective on the market without needing to talk to anyone else. All right, you don't need to talk to anyone else. You don't need to know what anyone else. You don't even need to read the news. You don't even have to read what is happening. You can just look at the markets. You can look at the algorithms and how they're reading. And it will tell you exactly. It'll tell you exactly what sort of market situation we're in. Now, just because we are going from a downtrend to an uptrend, it doesn't mean that the downtrend is over. It just means that for the moment this isn't an uptrend, and it doesn't mean it can't. Do a fake out. Like it's not to say that SPX won't do something like this. It could easily do that, no problem. And then, of course, the trend as well would show the same, right? That's not the point. The point of RTD is to be able to instantly look at any market and have an idea of exactly what sort of trend that the market is in and how you should position yourself as a trader investor in that market. That's really what RTD is for. And it does a really good job of that. All right. It's really quite a move. I would be very surprised if this. Oh, I'll be very surprised if the market just dives down from here. It would be really mean. That would really be. That would mean they have hunted both the shorts and the longs in 24 hours. And it has happened before, of course. I've seen it happen. And it has happened many times. It's rare, and it's a very mean move. Let's see what happens. Because it's not uncommon. I mean, okay. Uncommon. What is uncommon? But this is really all markets are doing all the time. They're just moving between points of balance. Okay, and everything in between is just imbalance. So I can find an example right now where Bitcoin has been doing this not too long ago. Let's see. Yeah, it's probably better on the 4 hour. So you get a lot of this fuckery. I mean, it's just mean. It's just mean what they're doing. And people lose so intensely in these situations. So if SPX is going down here, it will probably bring Bitcoin down with it. Fuck. Okay, let me see. Let me back to the questions. All right, can I explain a bit more on the scenario? Fuck, I need my glasses, guys. Can I explain a bit more on this scenario where global RTD is very weak and local is strong? Like, how is BTC right now? Yeah, sure. Well, okay. Let's get back to the basis. Let's go to daily time frame. So the recent trend is important. The recent trend is important is because it's telling you there's an active demand for this asset. There's someone consistently buying this for a long period of time. Okay? So if someone is consistently buying something, well, that's a really good opportunity to front run. And what that means is that if you know there's someone consistently buying an asset, then why would you not buy it the next time that the asset is at 10% discount or 20% discount or 30% discount, whatever the downside is of that move. If you know that someone is going to buy this from you tomorrow for $10 and you can buy it today for $8, then of course you buy the $8. It's free money, right? So when you have a strong trend established like that, not only are the humans basically programmed to do this, but all of the algorithms that are buying inventory for all of the large funds, they are set to buy these dips every time they come down. It's just a question of how much they're buying at the discounts. So when we have an established trend, that tells we can safely engage in this market and buy with confidence at X mode levels. Okay, it tells us with confidence that we can execute these trades because we know that the trend is really strong, and you can do this on 1 minute, you can do it on 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, 12 hour, even 1 day time frame. Okay, you can do it across all of these time frames, and that is the point of trading a strong trend. Now, the same is true if it's a downtrend. If the market's in downtrend, then you can very confidently, if you know someone is actively selling a market, and you can sell it at a higher price and they will sell tomorrow, well, then you can sell today and then you can buy back tomorrow from them. That is what we will do in a downtrend. Okay, so the question was, what about when there's no trend? Yeah, well, when there's no trend, it means that the market is basically in a tight balance where the same amount of buyers and sellers are existing at the same time. So it's not a very confident market, you can say. It's a different market. Instead of trending upwards consistently because they're consistent buyer, it's trading sideways. So you can trade it, but the way to trade it is like you trade it like a range, and I'll show you, okay? The way to trade this market is like a range. And it's not good. Let's see if we can make this a little bit more simple. Oh, let's see if we can find a better example. This is a good example. So right here, we're just in a range, right? Market is just trading up and down between these points. And that is really just what a range is. That means instead of buying down here with You can't have the same amount of confidence that when you buy here, that you will be able to sell it up here. The reason you can't have the confidence is because these expected buyers that exist in an uptrend, they're not there. So you can't buy it, and maybe you get a bounce, but it's not something you can have the same confidence in that there will be someone to offload your trade on. So that means a great deal for your psychology. Okay. Okay. So basically, when there's no trend, it's just telling you really, it's like, hey, why don't you find something that's more interesting? Like, why do you want to trade this piece of shit when there's other markets out there that's in a really strong trend or just about to break trend and you can get in on the short side? And this is something to do with that most people just don't understand what's really happening in the markets at all the time. Like, they don't understand that it's just made to take your money. And if you don't want that to happen to you, you have to operate in a very specific way and trade exactly around this level in a very specific way. And you can make a really good deal of money doing that. And that's really what you have to do. You have to stop thinking about technical analysis. You have to stop thinking about making these like big trades, like trading Bitcoin from $20,000 to $25,000, or trying to make some big trade. Okay, that you have to forget this. Instead, what you have to focus on is just going to work every day, doing honest work, being a liquidity provider, meaning that you're waiting for moves where liquidity is deeply needed and you can supply it in a very short amount of time at the exactly right time. And because you can do that and you can be there at these key levels, and most likely there will be more buyers in a second, you will be able to offset what you just bought at a higher price and instantly make profit. And this is what you need to do as a trader. You need to consistently interact at these levels where you know that there's a lot of market participants. That means a lot of buy and sells, right? And because you have X mode, it means that you already know which levels to look for before it happens. So you already know if you want to be a buyer or seller up here at SPX, right? You already know that you want to be a buyer down here. And this is your job as a trader. It's like, stop thinking about all these other things, because this is all you need to do. You just need to get in, provide liquidity on key levels, and get out. If you do this, you will make so much money. I'm not kidding. Like, you will make so much money. And there are certain markets where this is easier to do rather than Forex markets, for example. There's other markets than Forex where this is much better. Crypto, if you just become a liquidity provider on like a top 100 coin in crypto, and you just go to Binance and you just go to work, you just connect your Binance account to Navigator, and you just find some uptrending coin, some coin going an uptrend, you will make so much money even without using leverage, just because of what you're doing. It's like, don't try to be sophisticated at all. Like, just go to work and just do honest work every day. Be a liquidity provider. These are the only people that make money in trading. Okay. We got US Open in 10 minutes. All right. I was thinking about playing some Dota tonight, to be honest. Oh, hey guys, there's a bunch of people in the chat, by the way. Hey San, and Martin, and Sanita, and Steven, and the Land Rover guy, and Warren is here as well. It's good to see you all, guys. So we have some new videos coming out this week for the Academy. And next week we have the launch of the companion beta. And I'm really excited about companion. Like, don't be too hyped about the initial release. Like, don't get too excited or something, because it's just a start for us, right? we're starting with the fundamental that everyone needs and that has to work. And once we have these things and they're working properly, we will start to introduce more advanced functionality. So it's really nice to be able to finally publish this work, because it's taking a long time. Bitcoin is going. Huh. So we spoke about SPX last week, right? And I mean, it was still trading in this range, in this, whatever this is, wedge. God, what do they call this one, which is moving upwards? It's like opposite of a flag. I think the TA nerds call it like a ascending triangle or something like this, right? I mean, what is this? Yeah, I'm actually not sure. Uptrending wedge, some A, B, C thing. All right, guys, if you have some markets you want to have a look at, just put it in the chat, or maybe you want to look at some Sonar trades or something, just pop it in. We can discuss it. I'll tell you what I think about it. All right, triple chart, guys. Huh. So, I mean, the wigs, you know, it's a simple instrument, right? It's always like this. It has some kind of wedge, right? You have some sort of compression, whatever you want to call this. You have some sort of compression, and then you have a breakup, right? And then it pops. Maybe that would be nice if it was in color. I should get a color instead. In general, we need to improve these painting tools. Anyway, so we're probably gonna see the same, right? At some point. So I mean, when you have SPX, okay. Again, guys, trading and investing is about context, all right? Putting the different things together, right? So when you got a wicks compressed like this, right? It always ends with some pump, and these are basically volatility moves, right? It's when the market moves a lot. So if SPX is just going into an uptrend now, the wicks is compressed. I mean, either the Fed has like no fucking control of what is happening with monetary policy and inflation and all of this, and they're just hoping for the best. Maybe they're in full control. Either way, they were trying to bring the inflation down, and it clearly is not going great. And I don't know. I have a feeling that even though that they're trying to put the markets into a recession and make inflation calm down and so on, I have a feeling at some point people are going to wake up and realize, okay, cash is trash, and it's much better to buy assets. And that's why they'll start to buy again. And then we might see a lot of volatility and we might see another pump. And then the Fed might come back out and be even more aggressive with the rate hikes, which is probably what they need to do. And then you could see another big dump, right? All right, guys, let's see. All right, let's have a look at Euro JPY. Euro JPY, guys. And yes, Frank. Yes, Frank, I agree. I think Companion is going to be something special. Like, think about it. The first one who built a good system, I mean, a good approach to teach other people how to invest money successfully in a safe way, right? The first one the first one who cracks this, they will do really well. And as much as I really love trading, I do realize it's just not for everybody, and it's completely okay. If it is a hard game, it is. It is also something that can be extremely rewarding and can give you a really good life, but it takes time to get to that point. And most people, they just don't get to that point. They get churned in the process. And I think it's important that people know how difficult it's going to be for them. Even if they have the best algorithms in the world, even if they have the best tools and they have an awesome trading bot, there's still so many challenges for them. And it's important people know this so they don't lose their money trading. It's much better for a person than to become an investor, right? It's also much less of a time commitment. Like, you can be a great trader and you can make a ton of money trading, but you have to sit in front of the fucking screen for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, watching the chart, just looking at this. This will be your fucking life. So that's the cost. That's the cost it's going to be to become a really good trader that can make a ton of money. Everything else, like believing anything else is just stupid. It's like thinking you can become like an astronaut from Wikipedia, right? Or you can become an astronaut from training in your fucking garden for several years. Like, that's not how it works, right? So I just think it's important we accept that, and that's why I want more people to just stop trading and invest instead. And the problem is right now, a lot of these people who think they're investors, they're not. They're really trading instead. They think they're an investor, but they buy something and then they sell it. It's like a very short-term side. And if you're doing that, then you're not really investing. You're trading. So you better know what you're doing, and people don't. Right? Okay. Sorry, you're JPY. My bad. Yeah, that's a good question. So I would go have a look at Euro USD first, just to get an idea of the strength of the Euro. Okay, so have a look at this, right? So it's trying. I mean, the Euro is a piece of shit. If there was a coin in the world that was a piece of shit, more than Ripple. No, I'm sorry, that's not true. Ripple is definitely much bigger. It's much worse than the Euro, by far. That doesn't mean they're not both trash. But the point is, if there's something that's weak in the world, it's the fucking Euro. And it looks like it's attempting some sort of trend change here. But we have seen that before, which can fail. So the question is if it's going to do it. All right, so that gives us an idea about the strength of the Euro. Let's go back to Euro JPY, right? So we know that Euro has some sort of strength, some level of strength, something. And we also know that the yen is really gaining. So that trade we're talking about right now, this trade is essentially a bet that the trend is over, and the rest of the markets will start to see uptrend. Like, it's all correlated this way. So that's how you should think about this trade. You should not think specifically this trade is set. You should think about in general where you think that the markets are going with the context that you have. I mean, if the candle closes like this today, if this one-day candle closes like this, I think it could be a fine trade. Yeah, I think it's going to be all right, to be honest. I think it's going to be all right. But I'm not sure this is where I would bet all my money. Maybe there's better opportunities to bet money on. That's my, that's how I see it. Okay, so US market just opened. It's always interesting to have a look at the order flow when US market opens, just to have an idea of like what's cooking, what is actually cooking. I think there's a good chance Bitcoin takes a trip to 25K from here. I think there's a good chance. So now it's interesting to have a look at like just what has been happening in the past, right? So yesterday there was really like, well, also today there was really a lot of volume exchanged down here. A lot. And as you can see, basically the market has spiked back to where there was a ton of volume 2 days ago. And that's now really what it needs to take out. The funny thing is that it aligns exactly with X mode levels. Yeah, I've definitely been thinking about bringing order flow to Navigator, but I think it's I think in a way it's a waste of resources, and I think it would be better to improve X mode and build a better version of X mode that incorporates order flow, because it can't be done. It can't be done, and I have basically been working on a version like this, which uses volume at the levels and uses it to build context. All right, guys, I think I am gonna have a Dota game, if you don't mind. I've been waiting a long time to live stream. I've been practicing my skills. And then we'll keep an eye on this meal. And meanwhile, I will try to answer questions as they come in. Yeah, guys. I mean, I know that you guys don't really. I know that you guys don't really know what happens behind the scenes, but I can tell you some big stuff is moving. So, you know, for a very long time, Breakfree Trading had only very few customers, really. Like for a long time, we only what? Strange. I used to have higher levels. Oh, I see. My Dota Plus expired. Oh. Oh, let's have a look at gold. Oh, wow. That's fucking ugly. Wow, that is nasty. On oh, what happened? Gold, damn. I mean, it might. I don't know. This might even check out 1781. To be honest, I don't know. I mean, it would be pretty intense, but it could. Like, look at these fucking dumps.
30 seconds to battle. We move.
All right, guys, keep the questions coming.
First blood, last words.
Bruh. God. So painful. Alright, I got him. Hey, he got me. What is gold doing? I mean, yeah, this is probably a good bet as well. It's probably too much to ask for this down here. It's probably a good bet. Fuck.
We feel the rush. We understand. We are one. Onward. Yes. As needed. Magical. Simple. Yes.
Oh, this guy's so mean.
We see.
Ah.
We are beside ourselves. We will. Under attack. Without delay.
Game, guys.
As ordered.
Late to earn Dota? No. This is just normal Dota.
More willing for our cause.
Just normal Dota. Alright, let's see, there's some more questions. Are NNN levels of conference as NNN levels denoted?
We agree.
Oh, they're so mean, these two. Damn.
Look to your top tower.
Alright, don't actually get that last question entirely.
Under attack. We will. To your bottom tower. Where it's not being drawn.
Oh, fuck. Fuck, this guy. Alright. I mean, if you're asking if this is the same strength as this level, no, it's not. It's not. Absolutely not. Neutral levels are always like a, what can you say, a wild card. A joker level, if you will say.
Good idea. We will. As ordered. Out delay.
And claimed his mighty prize. Your bottom tower is under attack. Will one side come to regret this?
We understand. We march. Chase this. We see. Yes.
Oh.
We move. Forward. I'm under attack.
Not great. Fuck.
And sweet.
Yes.
Look to your top tower.
It's a rough game.
Has been destroyed.
We will.
Not bad.
Amateur.
We agree.
Unfortunate.
Good idea. Decoy. As needed. Catches the sun. A decoy.
Is under attack.
Serious advantage.
Oof.
Manchester. We march. We rush. Yes.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
We will. There.
I'll take
We
that.
understand. Decoy. Onward. We move. Catches the sun. Good idea. Onward. Chase this. Under attack.
Radiant have
Hold on. Longer than what you have time for. This one is for the ones hold their head in the sky.
Triple kill. Not bad. Well, extension trades, they have to act like an extension to really be considered an extension. So the first time they touch the extension, you need to see some sort of response. The quicker you see a response, the better indication you have that the sellers are there, right? So if it's coming back up for a second try, that means it's already consolidating above resistance, right? Otherwise, it can't come up for a second try. That's already a bad sign. In a weak market, you want to see it touch extension 1 and then fall to the ground. And it can fall, like it can be like this, right? This. But you don't want to see this. It's gonna do like that. That's a bull flag, right? Then you got the bull flag. Got the pull. Whatever, you get the point.
Middle tower has fallen.
Multiply. Forward.
Your middle tower is under attack. Now you must decide what comes next.
This guy's so bad.
I see you all in silence. Now that you're dead, I find it easy to respect you.
You'll hear no more from me. Numbers grow. We will. As ordered. Yes. We are
Nice. Look, this game was pretty fucking bad and now we're winning. It's just like trading.
now.
The enemy's bottom barracks crumbled. The enemy's barracks has fallen. Push towards victory.
This guy's so bad.
We see.
Where's Tom? Well, I think Tom just decided he wanted to do something else. I think he just was a little overwhelmed with everything. That's completely okay, you know. I mean, you can never expect someone to work as hard as yourself in a company when you're like the owner of it. You know, you can never expect the same of your employees. Of course not.
Simple.
The perfect infusion.
The enemy's top tower has been denied. Your shards fall to the dire.
It's not time. We move and multiply. We will. Magical. Now. Multiply.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Our plank finds.
Okay, first game, GG. Easy money. What is Bitcoin doing? Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed the game. I certainly enjoyed, even though it was a little bit difficult. I gotta run. Still have we still have so much to do for Companion and Breakfree Trading. But thank you for checking in, and I hope to see you again next week. And yeah, don't forget that if someone messages you in the chat, you know, out of nowhere, they're probably scammers on Telegram. We need to do a better job of educating people about this. All right, so thanks for coming, guys, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.